Hey guys, this is Aisha from adaycreatives.com, back with another holiday card video for 2014, and this is actually a bonus card because I made it using the scraps from card number 2 of my series. So let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. Okay, so basically I had one ornament left over, one felt ornament left over, so I decided to kind of create a card with it. And I took the pattern paper that was left over, and I basically right now I'm just trimming it down to a size where it'll fit across the entire card base. The card base is a 5x7 card, and so I'm just trimming the pattern paper to be just slightly smaller than that. So it's probably about 6 3/4 by 5 and I don't know what 5 and or 4 3/4. So basically just leave it like a quarter of an inch, make it a quarter of an inch smaller than the card base. And so after trimming down the cardstock, I'm just looking for the center point of my card, and I'm going to cut out a circle. And the idea is that I'm going to cut out the circle on the pattern paper that's going to go on top. So I'm doing my markings on the back of the card, that way I don't have to erase anything. And I'm positioning my ornament in the middle, just trying to get an idea of what size circle that I need to cut. And this is that Martha Stewart cutter. It was my first time using it. I have a different one that I've had for years, but I figured I might as well just go ahead and pull this one out and give it a shot. And it cut really well, but one thing I did notice is that it actually cut my glass cutting mat, so I guess it's really a sharp blade. So I did leave a scratch in my glass cutting mat. Anyway, after cutting the circle, I decided to after cutting the circle, I just got a piece of string and I tied it in a knot and glued it down and just positioned it to the center. Once I figured out where I wanted to get it, I decided to add a little bit of adhesive to the back of the ornament embellishment, and then I just actually go ahead and stick it down, and that'll hold my string in place. Now what I'm doing is gluing, making sure that the glue falls underneath a spot that will be hidden by the cardstock base. And now I'm just positioning the cardstock base with some dimensional foam adhesive to add a little bit more dimension to the card. And I'm making sure that I add enough adhesive so that everything stays put in place and balanced. Okay, and I'm just making sure that everything is down and centered. And then after looking at it, I decided that the ornament was hanging a little bit low inside that circle. So I pulled it up very carefully, hoping not to tear the cardstock underneath. And then I just moved the ornament just a touch higher. And it just, for me, it felt a little bit better being centered inside of that circle as opposed to being towards the bottom of the circle. And then I'm following up with a little bit of stickles just to add a little bit more shine and glitter to the ornament. And then I have my time to celebrate stamp sentiment, and I'm just stamping out a sentiment here onto some blue cardstock. And I stamped it several times because I did use these in another card. And so I'm just taking one of those sentiments and I'm going to place it as a strip across the bottom. And you see me cutting off the ends, and I'm just kind of tucking it behind that piece of cardstock on top. I guess in retrospect I probably should have applied the sentiment before gluing down that cardstock, but I wasn't really sure what I was going to do for the sentiment, so that's why I ended up doing it afterwards. And now I'm just kind of sliding a piece of dimensional foam underneath it just so that it can stay in place and also add a little bit of dimension to it. As you see, I'm using my scissor as a little bit of a tool to kind of slide it under there. And pretty much that's the end of the card. Like I said, it was a really super quick bonus card made with scraps from a previous card. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, don't be shy, thumbs up and subscribe. And of course, I would love for you to visit my blog over at adaycreatives.com. Take care. Bye.